Hey, what's up everybody? So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the single release of Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. So I think pretty much everyone, including myself, expected this figure to come with an alt head, but no, it's just a lightsaber. So if you didn't get or didn't want the SDCC exclusive 2-pack, as of now, you're kind of stuck with the good Anakin face. Now, I don't know if they plan on releasing this figure again with the Sith head and calling it Darth Vader. We'll have to wait and see, but now I have two display options for this figure for the shelf, so I'm happy I picked this up. And of course, Anakin comes in this box, Star Wars The Black Series up top. Through the window, you can see Anakin, comes with his lightsaber. Over here we have Anakin Skywalker. He's number 5 in the Revenge of the Sith line. And down here we have Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. You've got the wraparound window on this side of the box, and on that side you have this picture. It's a very nice picture. You can see a little bit of Mustafar in the background. On the top you got nothing, and on the bottom, barcode, tiny print, and logos. And there's the back of the box. You got the same picture that's on the side. You have a short bio in various languages. Again, Anakin is number 5 in the Revenge of the Sith line, and then you have more small print down there. And this bio says, Anakin Skywalker, now Darth Vader. Now, that's not Darth Vader, right? That's still Anakin. All the more reason to include the Sith head. Anyway, Anakin Skywalker, now Darth Vader, turns to the dark side and battles Obi-Wan Kenobi in a lightsaber duel on the lava planet Mustafar. Now, when he was like this, when he was Anakin, I don't think he was ever on Mustafar, to my knowledge. What a strange bio. All right, I'm going to get Anakin out of this box, and let's take a look at him. And here is the single release of the new Anakin Skywalker out of the box, and I like this figure a lot. I think Hasbro did a great job, and I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this because I literally just reviewed this figure not too long ago in the SDCC set, and I know I called it a 2-pack in the intro. It's a little more than a 2-pack. But yeah, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this because it is the same figure, just with this head sculpt. And I think this head sculpt looks good. I think the eyes and the nose and the mouth and the skin tone. The scar is there. All right, so in certain light it kind of disappears. But if the light catches it, you can see it. Now I'm tempted to switch it out with the alt head that came in the set with Obi-Wan. To me, this head looks just a tad better. I don't know if it's the eyes. I don't know if it's the scar being a tad more prevalent. I may switch these out. Comment below if you think this one is a little bit better. So this is option B, this being option A, the one that came on this figure. I don't know. To me, the alt head from the set looks just a little bit better. Yeah, I may switch them out. But overall, this one is fine. The hair looks nice. And of course, the outfit, I think, is pretty spot on. The tunic is nice and soft, up here as well as down here. The lower half of the tunic is incredibly bendy, both front and back. But the shirt underneath, I think, looks pretty good. And the tunic underneath, I think, looks nice. And again, super soft. The belt, got some nice paint there. These show up. Got some little dots there that barely show up. Then you have this and that. A pouch, some pouches in the back. His cybernetic arm. I think the paint right there is very clean, the glove, and then just skin over here, this hand. It's a nice sculpt. And then just brown pants with some nice detail, some nice wrinkles. And I've always loved Anakin's boots. I think they look very nice. I love the tread on the bottom. That's just slick. Yeah, from top to bottom, I think this is a great figure. And I'll just touch on articulation really quick. So up here at the head, you do have lots of range, but keep in mind for side to side, sometimes the neck will get off center, but that's an easy fix. Arms go up, no problem. He has some outstanding butterfly joints. And of course, they can rotate around the top of the tunic. Again, very soft. And then the elbows on this Anakin are just killer. Way past 90. Love it. And then swivel at the elbow. And then you do have a ball-jointed forearm on the left side. So you have pivot in every direction there, as well as a ball-jointed wrist. And then on the right side, you just have the ball-jointed wrist. But again, tons of range. And then for midsection, twist, crunch, and some back. And then for legs, they go way out. They go up all the way because the front of the tunic is super soft. They don't go back very much at all. You do have a little bit of pivot at the hip joint, and then knees a little past 90. Swivel at the knee, as well as boot swivel. And then feet all the way down, feet up that much, and you do have some swivel at the ankle. So I can safely say the articulation on this Anakin is great. And for accessories, here's the lightsaber that comes with Anakin. It's just like the other one, but in my case, I think I like this one a little bit better. The gold is a little more pronounced, and I think the button looks a little bit better on this one. Now down here at the pommel end, where these black fins are, it's a little messy right there. The rest of them look pretty good. There's the peg to stick it on his belt. Yeah, overall, I think it's a pretty good looking saber, and it does come apart. And keep in mind, the blade itself has a little beveled portion right there that lines up with this part of the hilt. So there's only really one way that'll go in. But that's what it looks like. And let's see what it looks like on his belt real quick before I run through some brief poses. Okay. That looks really good on the belt. I don't know if I'll ever display this Anakin like that, but this looks great. And here's the saber in the right hand. It's pretty tight, goes in there very well. And again, to highlight these wrists, so the forearm is pretty much parallel to the ground. You have so much range just in the wrist. That's just awesome. But you know, this figure looks really good just with the saber down by his side. And here he is in an action pose with the feet very far apart. This figure stands up very well. And here he is with the feet even farther apart with the saber behind him. Again, very, very stable figure. And of course, this saber goes in two hands very easily. So here he is in sort of a baseball bat pose. And here's the same pose, but reversed. And of course, you can have both hands on the hilt and the saber blade is parallel to the ground. And you can easily get both hands all the way up here, still holding onto the hilt, and the blade is parallel to the floor. And again, so much range in the elbows. The butterfly joints help, and the wrists are just unreal. You can do this like he's deflecting something. That's pretty cool. But for the display, I may just do something like this just to conserve shelf space, just saber in the right hand. Very basic pose. I think this looks pretty good. So let's go stick Anakin on the shelf and let's see how he looks there. And there's Anakin on the shelf, and I think he looks good. And I have a spot reserved right beside him for the single release of Obi-Wan. And I do plan on keeping the two archive releases there, just in the back, especially the archive Anakin, because that was a gift. Okay, that one's not going anywhere. And I have this spot there on this end reserved for the Palpatine and Mace Windu 2-pack. I think that's going to look good. And of course, there's the SDCC set. And since we got alt hands with this set, I may do some hand swaps on the single release of Anakin and Obi-Wan in the future. We'll see, but I'm pretty happy with how he looks there. So bottom line, I think this is an outstanding version of Anakin, long overdue. I think they did a good job on the head sculpt. I think the outfit looks great. He's very poseable. He holds his saber extremely well. Yeah, it's an awesome figure. But just like always, I would love to hear from you all, so comment below and let me know what you think of this all-new single release of Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. And if you enjoy videos on Star Wars The Black Series, smack like and subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to turn on notifications. I would certainly appreciate it. And something else that I would love for you to consider, and that is joining the channel. It is the 112th Battalion. It's only 99 cents a month. You'll get sneak peeks to upcoming videos and custom emojis and loyalty badges, and even some exclusive members-only content. I would definitely appreciate that. But just like always, thank you all so much for watching. See y'all next time.